I've been just looking through the mod screen. There's just so many things. It's too much. I was thinking maybe like a neat little UI update. Add a few more colors, maybe a few hairstyles. I'm getting bored with the options I currently have, but Jesus, that shit is just crazy at this point. Good morning everyone, by the way. How you doing? Having a wonderful whichever part of the day wherever you are right now. Today we continue with the sampling of Nimbus. Yesterday we got a bunch of stuff out of the way. Also cleared out the entirety of Greenforge. I believe we tackled everything in Act 1 that does not pertain to exploration XP spots. So yeah, we are ready to start it off today. Highly likely we're going to be doing the entirety of Crash, and of course Merkel right after that. But there's still a couple of combats tucked away here and there. But before I do those, I'd like to go back to Goblin Camp and just loot the whole place. Same with the tea house. I still haven't done all of that. And in the counting house in the overworld where you find the paladins. Also haven't looted that. There's a bunch of stuff over there that I just haven't picked up yet. It's too lazy. And today is gonna be the day where we're gonna
dream in red.
Get the additional charisma from the Sharon buffs, and I want to have stuff ready for it, you know? Like, we're gonna have so much charisma, imagine if we could turn all of that into some beautiful, beautiful money. So yeah, a bit slower start today. Also woke up with a headache. So I'm not fully myself quite yet. But we're getting there. And the tiniest of my cats is angry. For no reason. Usually be a trader over here if we were to knock out Minky and recruit her later on, but unlucky in that regard, I guess. I did go for the slightly more XP positive route by not recruiting her and then waiting until level 7 to enter the Moonrise Towers and trigger that exploration XP. My thoughts are I probably did not wait for long enough. Could have gave that another, I don't know, level at least. Wait until level 6 before I went in there, since I didn't really need anything necessarily. But you know, it is what it is right now. Few more things on the inside. We're gonna go to the to Ethel's house. Put the rest of the stuff over there. How are you guys still here? I thought I was supposed to die off or something. Oh, Okay. Apparently there's still goblins. Even though dragons has died. That's weird. Almost the last time when we were here. Like, probably ages ago. At least 2 long rests in between that. I think.
On my way.
Either way. They've got gold and I'm interested. So shall be keeping that.
Have I been this way before?
Just do this for now. Whip it, bloody hell. Here. Also left off some weapons on Desciple. Not that it matters much now, since we already have access to Nightsinger's favor, but Leviathan's Scourge can be an early game necrotic resistance stat stick, and also Ritual Dagger. It's very nice. Very underestimated weapon. Plus 1d4 to attack rolls and saving throws, and it can be stacked with blasts. Hell yeah. And the active. Not that tempting in my opinion.
Let's have a look.
You open? And I don't remember dealing with the spiders yet. I think I might have left that XP on the table. Oh, silver. And some healing pots. Clearing all of the leftovers away. Make sure we grab everything. We are very close to level 10 as it is. Now we've done the entirety in Grimforge already, but you know, that's it. These guys are still alive. Forgot about them. A touch of XP on both of them. Not much, but it is something. We should have put on some gear so I can do some damage. Really, like, doing cantrips only.
Millions
We're
live.
so gear dependent. It is ridiculous. It's either that or roll good. I'd rather not take part in that second one. We have killed the 3 in the backward here, right? Yeah. The rat is still alive though.
What path lies before me? Open up.
I think I've gotten these camp supplies already. Yeah. Just the stuff up top, few chests. And well, this works. And the things that Roa left behind. I just want to try and be more diligent when it comes to this game. It sets up a good hobby. In a way, sort of. To where if you remember to loot everything, you're probably going to surpass every single enemy. In case you left anything behind. And give it a final check. I was trying to set up restart command for Warzone stream today, but it didn't work out. Seems to be working whenever I type it in, but whenever I see you guys attempting it, there is nothing happening, and I haven't really figured out why that's the case yet. Maybe I need to connect it with a nightbot or something. Maybe streamer elements can take care of that. I have no clue.
I'll take that.
Leave no XP untouched. I need to add that casket into my early routing. It's some nice gold on it. Can definitely come in useful. More chests up here. And paper is money. Can't believe that I left that many things behind, to be honest. Yeah, this needs to be all part of early game looting. Or rather needs to become. There's a skeleton up here? Getting all the bad rolls out of the way. Or we actually start
Don't give me
fighting.
trouble now.
Keen Sorcerer. Level 9. This is one chest with a DC 18 of a lockpick. Difficulty. Who would win?
I've got a long road ahead.
Bit for this place. Ah, the Riverside Tea House. Couple of more things in here. Getting everything out of these two corners. I've never actually looked into this wardrobe, I think. A book, okay. Next is the Risen Road. Have the burning building, mostly for camp supplies, but I don't think I'll need those. Don't think I remember fighting the gnolls, actually. Both of the groups next to the burning building. I haven't done those. Gotta go take care of them as well. I need to just save right now. Before I get Hey Ruba, how you doing? Glad to see you here. I'm just getting all of the looting and all of the combat that I left behind in Act 1 out of the way right now. And thank you for the follow. Just so I don't forget to leave anything behind. Gotta be diligent. Okay, probably just gonna be lurking. Love this game. Yo, love to see you tagging along for the stream, man. I got a lucky Monday and I get a day off, so it's streaming time. Usually don't get Mondays off.
Better not be cursed.
And if I remember correctly, I have the gnolls, harpies I've done. The ruins are for after level 10. Is there exploration XP spot over there? Good morning, Monks. How you doing, man?
Oh, that
Glad to
stench.
see you here.
God, he must have been here a good while.
Tried solo on the run and died to the harpies. That was fun. Oh, the harpies. Yeah, they're probably one of the more harder fights. Especially if you don't have immunity to their charm or the means to take them out. There was only one left. Ah, them.
Curious.
What class were you playing? If you don't mind me asking. Because there is one little spell that people are unaware, and that is calm emotions that clerics and bards get access to. And they can, I think also Archfey gets this. And this can make you immune to the alluring song, making the whole fight a bit easier. So you don't have to roll for the saving throw. Warlock Sorcerer? You mean the one which we were discussing yesterday? Ah, that's so unfortunate one. Hey Sankis, how you doing? Too lazy to start again? See, there's a couple of engagements in Act 1 that I would just regard way too risky, and I don't even attempt. Harpies are definitely one of them, since you need immunity to being charmed. And unless you're part of a particular class group that gets immunity to their luring song, they can definitely be quite rough. Especially if you don't have neither immunity nor crit protection. Also, elves getting advantage on charm via Fey ancestry. Yeah. So elves can have a bit of an easier time doing that fight early on. Oh yeah. The damage on those guys is quite insane because they have a conditional multi-attack if you're charmed, right? So yeah, I usually just leave those for later on. Also, another group of enemies that makes that category for me is the Albaz. Both of the Albaz combined, both of the mates, are only 40 XP.
There's a pressure
For
plate in the
a
chair.
100 HP bar that you have to deal with, and that's a bit too much, at least for me. So I usually just talk to them and then let the goblins deal with them. It's definitely an XP you can make up for as you go along. Even the duo seems hard for you? Oh well, I mean, you definitely get better with experience. But like, what a lot of people don't, what I often see people not doing is opening this screen on an enemy, clicking examine and seeing what the enemy can actually do. That can single-handedly like save you a lot of trouble. And just seeing if they have crowd controlling abilities, how much AC do they have, you know? How much do their attacks do? Because if you combine if you take the highest damaging attack, you see how much damage it does, and then if you don't have crit immunity, double that. And if your HP is lower than that number, you probably shouldn't be doing that fight. At least that's my approach if I really want to stay safe, you know. Just as a thought experiment, what XP would you say would be fair for the owlbear fight? How early it is? Well, definitely owlbear fight is not happening until you have crit immunity.
Whatever killed those gnolls.
There's Auntie's Ethel's well also that you can make use of, and it for 10 additional HP, and I would go in there with at least like 40 HP while having access to either Blade Ward or some sort of physical resistance, so like Blade Ward or Barbarian's Rage. Get those things and then attempt the owlbears, because those buggers have multi-attack and they can knock you prone. And if they manage to knock you prone with Crushing Flight, they get advantage on their multi-attack. And that alone can bury a lot of builds, even later along the lines, especially the ones that don't get so much basic HP scaling, aka the squishies. Alright, for these guys, I'm just going to do just really quick. I don't care what I'm using that much, to be honest. Give me mouse first half as well. And yeah, so if you wanted to do them, I'd say level 5 and make sure you have killed Grim already. So you have some sort of crit immunity. Well, not kill the Grim, but just get crit immunity, you know? Same with gnolls. Didn't know the Harpies can charm. Would have helped me since I was not a cleric. There's a ring that Umbellum sells. So if you really want to do that before getting immunity, there's a ring that you can get from Umbellum for completing his quest. It's under a persuasion check, or if you get some sort of or if you buy it off of him. So that can give you advantage against being charmed, or either just have Fey ancestry. And then some bless on top of that can really go a long way. And maybe consider getting Elixir of Heroism, because that blast can stack with the normal Whispering Promise blast. So that would give you plus 2d4 on the saving throw with advantage. Also, Helmet of Autonomy gives you proficiency in Wisdom saving throws, so that's another plus 3 you can get on top of that. And with all of that combined, plus crit immunity, you're probably more than well off. So even if you do end up getting charmed, you have so much damage resistance and crit immunity that the damage they would then do to you is not really of any consequence. For sure, I guess more my question is, at what point would it tip from being way too risky for next to no real reward and being worth it in your eyes? I would say always, because there's XP behind that. And so like, if you're a maniac like me and tries to mid-max every point of XP that he can obtain throughout the game, then it's always worth it. But even like, I'd say all the way up to level 6, because you can get level 6 before you attempt to defend the grove, and 6 is quite a nice tipping point. At that point, all of the classes get access to their extra attacks. They also get very neat features, so yeah. Give me advantage against charmed creatures. Now the Omelum's Ring gives you advantage on saving throws against charmed. Luring Song is a charm effect, so you would roll that wisdom saving throw with advantage. So then if you have Helmet of Autonomy, I'm not going to put it on right now because it's going to remove my mage armor, but that would be plus 2 if you're below level 5, or plus 3 to your wisdom saving throws. Bless from the Whispering Promise can give you another 1d4. Where is it? Here. And then chugging down 1 Elixir of Heroism can give you another source of Bless. But yeah, like, as you can see, like, I'm level 9 and I'm coming back to fight these gnolls just for the XP, because the XP is just that relevant in my opinion. When you approach these hyenas,
His eyes roll back in
it's good not to instantly kill them, but just leave, because each of these hyenas, whenever they transform, they drop 20 XP. So you can get 20 XP per transformation, and then another 20 for killing them. Get Nimbus in here, just so I don't break combat.
So much for peace.
I don't understand the text. It says advantage against charm, so that means it works against mind flayers who charm upon attacking you. I always found the ring useless. If you go into wiki and type in charmed effect, or rather you're gonna have easier find time going under each specific enemy. And it says this is the ring of mind shielding. You have advantage on saving throws against charmed. Not charming creatures, against charmed, so aka getting charmed. So if you need to make a saving throw that would charm you, you roll that with advantage. But yeah, I definitely understand the confusion there. Some items can sometimes be a bit misleading. And rather in an easy to misread way, what it means, you have advantage on saving throws against charm effects. Yes, that's what the item is saying. So like, I'm not sure, because some charm effects do not are not considered as such, so Raphael is just one exception to that rule. But like fear, I believe, is a charm effect, so you would roll on with advantage against that, but for that you can just get immunity. And I'm just passing my turn to let all of these guys transform. That's another 60 XP, another 20 XP for one transformation, and then another 20 for the other two. And now we can continue on fighting them. But yeah, if you don't have immunity and you're doing Act 1 stuff, harpies are example of charm. So is fear. I don't think command is a charm. There's not that many in Act 1. I think it's only the harpies, but I wouldn't put my hand out in it. I'm not sure if Befuddle counts as charm as well. No, Befuddle is a con saving throw, so it's not a charm. And a lot of things that you need to roll wisdom saving throws for are a lot of time charms. But if you're not sure about a certain effect, you can just type it out on the wiki, and we'll give you a description if it's in incapacitation, restrain, charm, fear, so on. So this, my fear, gives the frighten effect. Don't think I really have one. This one just gives disadvantage on the next attack roll. I don't have one to showcase to you right now, but you know, I thought after playing for 3.5k hours that I get this game. Turns out I know nothing. I mean, I always follow a script, I never go off the main route like you do in your run. I used to be like that, but I got a touch bored of it. So I mainly just stopped doing it, but
They're everywhere.
and I do it mostly to challenge myself to approach fights in new ways and to expand to keep my brain engaged, so to put it, so I don't just get in the loop of doing the same things over and over again. And like resistances still do not fall under that category, but for example, right, hold person is a restraint spell, right? You have either Ring of Reaction or Elixir of Guileful Movement are two sources of immunity. However, for a person to, for someone to land hold person on you, right? If I can find it right now. I'm blind. Yeah, they need to be able to see you. So, the way to work around this? Darkness. Either a spell or an arrow, and just make sure you stay inside it. And as long as the creature does not have the means to see you in the darkness, most of the time that is not dark vision but devil sight, they should not be able to target you through it, right?
Watching me.
So that's one way of working around. I mean, you'll probably know at this point the darkness is broken. I just wanted to show you a new use for it besides not being able to get targeted by attacks.
Something good here.
I would never even know how to go off the route. Like, what if I just go to the Goblin Camp first instead of the Grove, lol. I've started doing that not too long ago, since it was discovered that there's an exploration XP spot located right as you pass under the bridge over here, and usually if Will survives and passes this, he steals that away from you. But if he dies in the Grove fight, and you always make sure that you jump from here to here or here to here while entering the Grove and going around this, you can avoid going through this spot, and you can go through it once you're higher level. So instead of getting 10 or 15 XP you would get at level 2 or 3, you go through here at level 5, and we're already talking 60 XP. And I'm going to be showcasing a lot of that once we get to level 10 on this run, because I've intentionally not went into few particular places. Ruins, there's also a chest over here that's got an exploration XP spot. Also the chest behind the harpies is an exploration XP. Then in Myconid Colony, where you find the corpse of the drow inside the cage, that's got 2 exploration spot XPs. Whenever I visited the Arcane Turret, I went around because at the main gate over here there's an exploration spot XP, and I avoided claiming that by going around again. 2 more over here. I also didn't visit Ethel's lair from the Underdark in here because there's 2 exploration spot XPs over there, and a lot of these spots are scaling with your level, so the longer you wait, the more XP you're gonna get out of it. And in case you think that is not worth it, I can tell you, if you save a lot of them until level 10, this is enough XP to get you from level 4 to level 5, just to put things into perspective. You could, when in hand sleep, old speedrun strat was stuffing Shadowheart in a gale, Rogue Harpy by eating her model out of the bouts. Yeah. But I'm not doing speedruns, but I have seen that.
Welcome back. Have you made any new discoveries?
What's the best single class in this game? There's no best, Moonks. I'm sorry, you probably heard that already from other people, but there is no such thing as best. It is always dependent on context and who you're fighting, right? And what are you trying to do with your build? And but the general rule of thumb is if you don't have a real idea, humor me though, yeah, if you don't have a real idea what you want to do, heavy armor or medium armor proficiency for crit immunity, shield proficiency again for crit immunity, right? Weapon proficiencies so you can use special effects off of them, also not a bad idea. Then ritual spells like Enhanced Sleep, Long Strider and Featherfall. If you have the patience to pop all of those before a fight, and you use Fleet Fingers and Boots of Speed, for the cost of the bonus action, you can jump far away enough to where no enemy will be even able to catch up to you. So yeah, all of those things in mind, that's what I would go for when I'm building my character. Stats and everything else, spells and what you do comes after that. But those are general things that I'm concerned when I make a new build. Just checking if I've been here already, and I have. Okay. Now that we've long rested and we knocked out the gnomes, not killed them, if you come over here and talk with Thula, she will give you another tidbit of XP. 25. Alright, and on that note, I think we are ready to head to the mountain pass and start gaining some more XP. We still have 2000 to go, so that's quite a bit. I'm gonna go down to the beach area as well and toss a couple of guys. Well, D&D is always context based, but if you want to talk general power level in a vacuum, I presume, I'd probably point you to Battlemaster Fighter or Moon Druid. I see Battlemaster Fighter was nah. Battlemaster Fighter suffers from the problem of spending all of your resources, being able to spend all of your resources in one turn, and then you're just a martial class with an extra attack for the rest of the fight. So I myself am not the biggest fan of that, of those two classes and subclasses in particular, but yeah. Swordsbard on the other hand though is really neat, not because I mean, he can still spend his bardic inspiration quite quickly, but he gets access to a lot of really cool spells such as Cloud of Dagger, which actually can target an enemy twice before they can do anything about it. So Minor Illusion plus Cloud of Daggers on a group of enemies from hiding will start a surprise round, and then that will make them take 3 takes of Cloud of Dagger. And Cloud of Daggers cast at level 2 spell, I think it's like 4 to 12 damage, something like that. Hi Anna. So if you're taking that and multiplying it by 3 and take the average HP of enemies in Act 1, you know that that is most of the time already enough to pretty much kill everything. Imagine all saving throws auto-fail. How far are we surviving? Oh, very long. So see, this is probably until Orin, until we start getting to ballasts or mind flayers. Because for a lot of those saving throws that are detrimental, like restraints and hold person, you can just get immunity, ring of reaction, or elixir of freedom of movement. So yeah, I don't have the strength elixir on, so I'm not gonna toss his helpers out of the way right now. But I will borrow a scroll for them. This dude over here, Lurgan, he's got one of 3 scrolls of aid that you can get in the game. And those are the only 3 you can get in scroll form. So I'm just gonna borrow those real quick. The only time I'll allow lockpicking because I don't know how to start bartering conversation with him. Take that. My smuggler's ring. Let's shapeshift for another 1d4. Get some guidance. Get advantage. I'm just gonna eat that away and go to camp real quick. Paladin is good, but solely wants a multi-class to have more smite slots. It isn't as strong as the prior two. In a vacuum, Soulsbard is really good as monoclass with itemization to make them a fantastic controller, but it's also similarly benefits with class dips. I don't know. I don't know about that Paladin claim, because like if we're talking purely classes, purely in a vacuum, right? So we're not talking any sort of immunity from items, crit immunity, anything else like that, right? Then in that case, Paladin is got a 1d8 additional radiant damage on a spell slot. The cost of the spell slot you can use as a reaction. Short undead take twice as damage from it, but you can always just roll a 1 on that, you know? And doing 1 damage for the price of level 1 spell slot? I don't know, man. And even then, right, I see a lot of people using, well, just put Great Weapon Master on it and use a two-handed weapon. Sure, but Barbarian can do that as well, and he'll do what? 1d8 less damage? So like, if I were to play only Paladin, I would probably go dual wielding, stack crit reduction on top of it. So I would double my smites damage. I would exclusively use melee, probably Bloodthirst and Knife of the Undermountain King. Then I would also pick up Savage Attackers, so my smite dice get rerolled. And even then, that's nothing compared to what a sorcerer can do by just casting, by having Rain Dancer, casting Minor Illusion, making enemies wet and going for a Cone of Cold, you know. What makes Soulsbard so much better in that case is because of all of the control tools that Soulsbard gets. And as you probably alluded to already, they also get Band of the Mystic Scoundrel, so in Act 3, so they can have Arcane Acuity, they can do improve extra attack, in quotation marks, at the expense of their Bardic Inspiration, stack up that Arcane Acuity, and then at the cost of the bonus action they can upcast like Hold Person, Fear, any other stuff like that. But even without that, Bard gets a lot of very nice utility spells in the early game.
Breathe deep and move.
I'm going from the other side, accessing the mountain pass, because I wanna approach the dudes from a certain angle. Oh wait, one sec. Paladin has to overcome Moon Druid, having Woodland Familiar, Woodvolt, Spike Growth, inheriting Tavern Brawler, exactly, and Sabertooth Tiger being able to boast 50 plus damage in a swing. Yeah. Like, that changed it to Tavern Brawler and Wild Shape. That is... They didn't need that, man. It's like Spike Growth is a level 2 spell that can reliably end a lot of the fights before they even begin, given that you're provided a good enough choke point. Like, I think they a bit overtuned that, at least in my opinion. I don't think any shape-shifting build or rather druids needed any of that, to be honest. Battle Master can abuse their pose to swing up to 6 times per turn with a Great Weapon Master. Weapon which is also end up being the 40 plus range, not considering ballast. Yeah. But I myself am not the biggest fan of Great Weapon Master. I've never had my own build where I'd knowingly pick up that feat, just because there's so many other damage sources that can just straight up replace Battle Master, Great Weapon Master, and then you also don't have to deal with the -5 penalty to hit. If you're riposting, right, you ripost with Duelist Prerogative, you have 2 reactions, so you can riposte 2 times per fight. And then, so let's say you riposted 2 times. And how many dice does Battle Master get at level 12? I think it's like 6 or 10 or 8. I think it's 6. So like you riposted 2 times as your reaction, that's 2 die. Then you can attack 3 times as a level and level fighter, that's another 3 die as well. So you already consume 5 die and you still have your bonus action, right? And then if you do bonus action bonus action to take a speed pot and Terrazol, right? You have another 2 swings, so you then ended up doing 2 more, and that's already 7 dice that you used. So that was 1 turn, you used up everything that your subclass provides to you, and you're what now? After that ends, just comparing, right? Eldritch Knight still gets Eldritch Inertia to enforce disadvantage after they hit an enemy with a weapon to any effect that they do. Barbarian still gets advantage on dexterity saving throws, and they also have resistance to physical damage if they choose to rage. Bard can still cast spells. It's got a full caster spell slot progression, so they just do that. They just do spells in case anything doesn't work out, you know, and they're not depending on things like Heavy Weapon Master. Thing is, like, whenever you try and attach feats that make your weapon attacks do more consistent damage, ask yourself, what does other class benefit from it? You know, do they benefit to the same extent or even more? And how quickly is that benefit diminished? That's why I personally am not a fan of Battle Master or Paladin for that sake, because they kind of do the same thing. Because for Paladin, if you want more spell slots, then you're adding another class to it, so like you're unfucking your class by playing a different class. You know? So at that point, then why the hell are we playing Paladin, if may I ask again? Okay, but there's such thing as multi-class in D&D. Most of the shows I've seen only has main class, which is something that makes sense. I'd personally like. If someone is every class sounds unfun, which is why I wanted to ask if this is just like a BGO3 only thing. No, I wouldn't say so. A lot of classes are super powerful just being themselves. Like, I like to multi-class because that's how I enjoy my game. And but that's not to say that any other class is any weaker because they didn't multi-class. Like, if you're playing Sorcerer, right, they don't get any weapon proficiencies, no armor proficiencies, no shield proficiencies, right? So you're either taking Githyanki for medium armor proficiencies, so you have crit immunity that way, or you take half-elves or humans to get shield proficiency from being able to carry a shield, you know, and you don't have to pick another class to make up for the downsides. So yeah, for the sake of roleplay, you can definitely, even technically wise, you can still play just a normal class, PO class, and get more than enough out of that. Savage Attacker is good. Yeah, I if there was a contest in a vacuum, Savage Attacker versus Great Weapon Master, Savage Attacker for me wins 9 out of 10 times. Alright, I gotta fight now. So allow me to put a couple of things back on. I don't need this. What I do need is that thing though. Reverb boots, all of that. Alright, let's go.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Don't get me wrong, I adore Paladin, but it's not just as strong as people like to believe as a pure class when the level cap is 20, for sure. I agree with that. It's like Paladin and Battlemaster in particular suffer with that. Also, the latest addition to that is Bladesinger. Because like, okay, you're stacking all of those, all of that additional AC with your Blade Song, right? But then all an enemy has to do is roll a 20, they crit, they get the double damage, and they still get the damage through. So like, what's the point if you're doing a pure Bladesinger playthrough and you're stacking like 30 plus AC if all an enemy has to do is just roll good, you know? And then again, you can't use staffs because that impedes Blade Song. You can have crit immunity, and that's already quite a challenge all on its own. Like I'm doing something similar right now, but I am depending myself on Deathstalker's mental to go invisible and stay alive. And I didn't pay attention, so the combat started. FF. I wanna put a Sleet Storm down here. But yeah, Paladins and their auras. The biggest downside of Paladins' auras is their auras get shut off if they get prone. So all an enemy has to do is get you prone and your aura is already not doing anything to you. So like I already have a bone to pick with that one. And at level 12, the only feature that I'm really like, you know, excited for is maybe the Oath of Vengeance one. But even those are like, eh. Granted, you could always argue that Bladesinger can rely on Deathstalker's mental, but that's not really Bladesinger doing something better, and more is using Deathstalker's mental as a crutch. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm using Deathstalker's mental, and I'm not the biggest fan of this cloak. Don't get me wrong. I'm using it as a crutch, so I can afford to run around without crit immunity and other sources, other layers of defense that I would normally be using then. So yeah, like a good like principle that I have, if I'm playing a class, if I'm taking a class to unfuck features from another class, then I probably shouldn't be playing the other class unless there's something really going on with flavor over there that I just can't do without. Are these guys immune to acid, by the way? Sure as hell are resistant. Oh, so I just have to get the temporary HP off of them, and they're gonna start taking normal damage. But yeah, Sen makes a great point over there. These guys are just gonna keep on reviving them, so I need to focus them down. But yeah, of course, with all of that in mind still, you know, if you're enjoying playing Paladin, that is then the right way to play the game, because it's a single player after all. There's no such thing as meta. And I still believe that having fun in this game is way more important than optimizing anything. Everybody's probably right now, oh, the streamer is saying that Deathstalker's mantle is a crutch, but that's exactly what he's doing. Yeah, because I'm having fun. This can, host can spam revive undead? Yeah, they can spam revive each other, so... Exactly. Just gotta take him out both at the same time. Invalid target. I'm not trying to aim for the target. What about that? Have you thought about that game? Wasn't long rest dependent. If it was short rest recharge, then I'd be a lot less painful for weirdos like myself that like to go entire act before resting. Yeah, that's a thing people like to do. But I've just done a Bard playthrough where we didn't long rest that much. And this dude just made a surface over here and was annoying me with it. But yeah. The long rest dependency is quite nice. However though, I am kind of starting to have some of my own opinions when it comes to not long resting a lot. Like, let's leave hey, that was my rule set conversation out of here. Just strictly talking about I don't like you being alive anymore. But like people that don't like to long rest in Act 1 and 2. It's like, in those two acts, at least to my knowledge, there is 2 temporary buffs that can last you for the entirety of both acts. That being Spores, the 1d6 that you get from for killing the Dwega by the lake, and the Bless you can get from the Emperor, which then you have to bug your way out of long resting after leaving the crash. But like outside of that, what are you losing if you just click long rest button? Like sure, you are not You don't have your elixirs anymore whenever you long rest, so I guess you lose on that. But still, though, you know, they're not that expensive, and vendors' inventories can refresh if you just bring someone along that can level up, or you can just spam long rest, or you can stash away things for the future. So like the only argument when I see to not log resting is either challenge running, or whenever you get to Act 3 you have Boudoir from Raphael, and you can spend that thing infinitely unless you need some item effects recharging. And yeah, so with Raphael's Boudoir and Anti-Zethal Charm, if you got that, I'm gonna showcase all of that later in the stream, but and Rapture, Anti-Ethel's Charm, and with Raphael's Boudoir, then we're talking about potentially not wanting to long rest anymore, right? But outside of that, besides calling it a challenge run, there's not really any other incentive to do it, at least not in my books. Those two will keep reviving, kill both of them, so they stop doing that. I guess we need to get them both at the same time in order for them to stop doing their thing. And now the fight is over. These ghouls have paralyzed, by the way. Be careful. For me, it's more of a tempo thing. Stopping to rest kills my momentum I have on the run due to losing your train of thought. See, I have that problem as well, and I don't think that should be a problem for me. So I'm intentionally playing classes that I haven't played before, solely because they need to long rest, you know. I want to get rid of that mentality that I have. I don't find it enjoyable, and I don't think it's fair to other classes. But yeah, losing your train of thought, I can definitely relate to that. How can we get this invocation, the dog? Redox, this is a patch 8 new subclass that they added to the feature, and it's Shadow Sorcerer. You can pick this up at level 1, and you get Nimbus at level 6. New content that they added.
Another step
Alright,
forward.
got this annoying ass fight out of the way now. I look away for a second and the shepherds are dead. Fuck me. Yeah, no worries. I mean, they would just keep on reviving each other, and at one point I was close enough to the threshold for psionic backlash for whenever that one death shepherd was trying to revive another, and we just smited him down. But this fight finishes as soon as you have both of these guys dead. The main threat, I would say, is the nausea cloud from the ghast over there. That is the hardest thing to consider, especially for melee characters. But yeah, it's not an annoying fight. It's just harder to make them lose the momentum. And it's probably one of the more creative undead fights that we have in this game. There's also another chest over here, isn't it? It is not, never mind me. Alright, so considering all of that, we are ready to go to Crash Elec, and we have how much XP to go? 1,600. We have a couple of more things to do in the Moonrise Towers. So I'm gonna gather my XP from over there first. Fun way to deal with this fight is Raven Form plus Spy Growth and abusing the AI, sending enemies one by one while you fly laps around them and get the SG kill everything. Yeah, I mean, if you can just make a bunch of darkness around them, right? Then the Death Shepherd cannot see the targets that they're reviving. So you can cut them off in a way. There's a lot of different ways to dealing with those guys, yeah, but that's definitely one of them. Like, and this is also what I really love about this game, you know, because someone can tell you, hey, this is absolutely the best way to deal with this. And if you just take your time to read what your effects do and what enemies can do, you'll find out that that person is a bit like, it's got skewed perception, because there's 1,000 ways to deal with everything. Like, there's no one clear-cut winner when it comes to dealing with enemies in this game, and that's also what makes this game so amazing. It's because no matter what you take, you can find new and unique ways to deal with the challenges this game presents. So yeah, the next time you go on YouTube and you watch somebody saying, hey, this build is absolutely the most powerful in the game, they're lying. That's all they're doing, and they're robbing you of the best part of the experience of this game, which is making builds and figuring out how the game works and learning for yourself. In my opinion, that's the best part about this game. Alright, so I need all of that, and I need guidance. I will also need to sever the connection over here. So, quick swap a Reno with this and Princess Clutches, and I'm ready to go. I didn't go here earlier because this is a Durgeon spawn.
Now, that is the gift the Absolute gave.
That's one of the best bits of it. The fact almost anything is viable just comes down to game knowledge and preparation. Exactly. And that's why I always say there's no such thing as the best thing. There's only context. Right? Because if you've asked me which is, in my opinion, one of the stronger races in this game, I would say Wood Elf because of the proficiencies it gets. But if we're only talking Act 1, then it's definitely either Gnome or Halfling, because both of them, if you don't have access to Disguise Self, are small enough races to where they don't trigger Fury of the Small. And if you're also not going into the Underdark to get into Grimforge to get crit immunity, then those guys with a dagger you can find inside of Goblin Prison are probably the two races that take the least damage from goblins. But as soon as then you leave Act 1, their value drops. So it's like, what is best then, you know? I'm too done to learn much more after 3.5k hours. I've stagnated with so little things to know. Then again, I played the game, I don't use wiki. Moons, this is low-key the reason why I started streaming. It's just because if I play this game alone, I will get into that stagnating path, always taking the same choices, always doing the same things, and then I'll get angry because that 65% did not hit and I was depending my run on it, you know?
You feel how...
And having people around to talk about the game and discuss things can definitely help out.
We talked about this.
Love Drow for two-hand crossbow proficiency. which is handy in certain casted builds. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, whenever I only use hand crossbows with casters, is usually to detonate items. I mean, sometimes I'll use the bonus action to hit an enemy, sure. But like for that, you don't even need proficiency if you're only targeting items, because the hit chance is always 100%. Right, BG3 Wiki, since it's important to read before facing enemies, especially bosses. Oh yeah. But remember, even if you're not proficient with the weapon, you only are lacking on certain weapon actions that weapons can do. Not all of them, because Faraloof can still shriek even if you're not proficient with it. And all you're missing out on at that point is you're not adding the skill multiplier to the attack roll. So the weapon is less accurate. It still does the same damage though, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I don't know if there's any mechanic for proficiency when it comes to damage rolls. You just don't add your skill proficiency to the attack roll. Alright, let's make this roll already and stop yapping. I'm using inspo over here because I really need to pass this. This is a Dirge inspo and it's quite a nice chunk of XP. Yap yap yap. Yap yap yap.
Like rope drawn taut beneath the blade, the connection simply snaps.
No. Barnabas, darling. No!
There's a parasite in that
All trace of rest.
many times.
And I am going to go through the trouble of taking them out. Unfortunately, the game made them out of XP. And I like XP. Again, to clarify, when we're talking estimated damage per turn, yeah, one of really good things if you allow copious respecking in the early game is just taking 2 levels into Spore Druid. Just adding additional necrotic damage on all of your weapon attacks and then dual wielding is just so much damage, man. Oh, crit miss. I mean, also a lot of classes, Anna, get proficiency with hand crossbows. They're considered simple weapons, so if the game says proficient with simple weapons, you're probably going to be proficient with the hand crossbows. Not Nature Cleric? I know. I remember Valeria Sandra and how furious I was because I didn't get those proficiencies. I still played the entire run as if I had it, and I kept firing at enemies with it, but that's mostly because they were prone. They were prone a lot of the time, and I just had advantage, and that evened. That helped with my accuracy enough.
One day I'll catch a break.
They're not simple weapons? Oh, my bad. My bad. I thought they were. Don't know why. Am I proficient with these? No. Nature Cleric is also slept on for how good it is. Shield Lay torches go hard. Uh-huh. Or you can do Spore Druid Shield Lay torches. In the early game. Just double torches. You have 1d8 on a weapon of bludgeoning, 1d8 of fire, and 1d6 of necrotic. Adding your wisdom proficiency modifier to the flat damage of that weapon attack roll. The physical part only, I believe. Alright, a couple of more things to kill in the top floor. I have to deal with these 2 zealots as well. think I'm gonna get rid of her first. These guys can cast Guardians of Fate, and I don't like to deal with that.
Alright,
Thank you.
time to skulk about.
So, we're just gonna begin the fight by simple silence. Are they broken again? I think they're broken again. Yep. So they still haven't fixed all of the ogres. Lol. Go. Like
Pave my path.
a lot of
corpses.
ogres,
Build my
orcs rather, got bugged out in patch 7, and not all of them have fully been addressed yet. I suppose if you wanted to be funny, you could pair a torch with adamantine mace. Just obviously isn't as strong as piercing strategies for dual wielding later on. Yeah, I mean that's torches. I would mainly use them in the early game, where the enemy HP is low enough to where the additional damage dive really helps out. Alright, let's see if you are willing to fight me. No? I'll take Morning Frost so I can chill them. I don't know why these guys haven't been fixed yet. It's kinda embarrassing. There we go. They can't scream if they're silenced, right? I made Shadowheart Nature Cleric. She's strong hitting enemies with Shillelagh and Frost Staffs. Plus level 8 added elemental damage. Yeah, that thing can be so good. With some crossover with Frost and guaranteed freezing. Very nice. Melee cast is always fun. Love to taking Blem on them so I can bonus action swing. Then use action for spells. Yeah, I was thinking about that, and at one point I want to do a left-handed build. Like a build where we only use our bonus action to deal damage. Not only use our bonus action to deal damage, rather when we make weapon attacks, we're only allowed to swing with our left hand. I think that'd be really awesome. Alright, so the big problem right now is this scrying guy. I have no way to deal with them besides carrying them out. I think I'm just going to... Instead, we're just gonna go kill Zyrel. And the ogre over here. Get that out of the way. See if they're bugged as well.
You were witnessed assaulting some.
Yes, I was witnessed assaulting someone. What are you gonna do about it? Funny how Zyrel does not care. Ah, there she is. Nimbus cannot close doors though. I have some beef with that. Use Cherish Necromancy plus Belm, your Shilaleia. And so the BA swing was a respectable damage. Was a Death Cleric, so the Blem swing also could fish for kills with Touch of Death and Smite. Oh yeah. Although if you're already dual wielding, why Blem in your offhand? The AoE that you can do once per long rest? Oh. No, I'm slowed to bed. At least we got her entangled. Does that mean I'm gonna go lethargic after this slow? Because I hasted? Darrell, don't do that to me. No, it just took it away, but I didn't get lethargic. Okay. I'll take it, thank you. Surely we can find a pixel. No, not the door. Oh well. Didn't move far enough so Zarel does not think about black holing me. Blem allows you to make minion hand tag as a bonus action once per turn. So in awkward situations you just need to bonk. Weren't you using Staff of Cherished Necromancy as well though? You were dual wielding. I just misread that. I think I misread it. There is not a pixel over here, is it? No. I'll take a shield, thank you. Oh, there's the fair. Could have put in on immunity, but in Nimbus we trust, I say.
Nothing important is ever easy.
Could argue you could usually use a staff in left-handed, use something like Rhapsody or Knife of the Undermountain King in main hand to achieve the same idea. That's exactly what I had in mind, yeah. But Belm is fun? Oh yeah.
What now?
Nimbus saving the day. Again. Damn, you took the Cone of Cold from me. Thank you. Go to sleep.
Still on my feet.
Still not in Cold a Week range. Okay. I'm not afraid.
There's an illithid parasite
There
in
we go.
that corpse. You should take a look.
Absolute Protector. The ice shield you can get with that.
Have to keep going.
And then with some wet you can enforce on enemies. It is quite a good defensive tool if you don't have access to spellcasting. Alright, that's the Rel dead. And we are 500 XP off of level 10. If I close that door, the scrying guy should not temper with me. So what I can do is I can just cast silence on you. Get Nimbus in there. Heal me up before we continue.
I'll feel that one later.
Get our doggy over here. It's quite a shit one. I think I know how to do
I
this.
don't need any attention right now.
Nimbus, go wait over here. We're gonna start with silence and do some void bulb action. Let's go. They're necromites, they don't have much strength. So, as long as I make sure that place the void bulb next to her,
Another fight. Let's go.
I have much higher chances of everybody getting pulled towards her. There we go. Nimbus can do a quick entangle. And splinter shadow. And we have a good place where to splash now. She's also silenced, so she can't do fireballs at my face. And now she's also restrained inside of it as well. Which basically turns her off completely. It would appear it also prevents her from doing the cocoon things. Which is good to know. And I can just spam this away to my heart's content. That's great. And she should be dead. There we go. Silence would make... Another fun offhand to left-hand caster build is the Trident of the Waves. Setting up wet into shocking grasps can do some significant damage. One build that I was considering is now that we have access to Booming Blade, Morning Frost. This weapon has a chance to do Insidious Cold, which inflicts chill upon a target. This also works on Booming Blade attacks. So if we have Morning Frost in our main hand
With bated breath.
and Trident of the Waves in our offhand, we can chill them, then bonus action wet them, which will freeze them, and then we have Elemental Weapon Thunder on our Morning Frost as well, and then we can do another Booming Blade as an additional action from Speed or Haste. On top of that, to did I grab your staffs off the floor? I did, I just forgot to put them on. And then we can enforce Vond to Bludgeoning and Thunder because they're frozen, and potentially force a crit as well if we're lucky, so like some crit reduction gear on top of all of that. We got options.
Best be on my way.
$240. So let's go soften up Ketheric before we do the big fight. I'll take this. Seems good enough. Can Nimbus not make it up here? Oh, come on, champ. You got this jump. If you really want to be used, you could use Disintegrates, since Force's damage is vulnerable for frozen enemies too. Or Upcasted Magic Missile, but they get unfrozen on the first instance of damage, so yeah. Disintegrate would be potentially the hardest one, but I still think forcing crits with Crater Flesh wounds and what Killer Sweetheart or Rock of the Far Realms can pretty much achieve the same result, can it? Can't it? Alright, let's try and make this jump today without dying, because the last time I attempted this, heck, I almost I crashed my head on one of these vines and I fell down, and I had way more HP than I have right now, so I'm pretty sure that will kill me for good. I think this was the angle that I did. There we go. Let's get Nimbus on top as well. There's a few Necromites when you first fight Ketheric, and another one of his ladies that makes those. But you can come early and take them all out. This is too high for you? You're joking, right? You have 16 strength or whatnot. You're not worth another elixir. Sorry, buddy. Alright. No, we don't want Ketheric over here. Wait a minute. Everyone but him. Wait. He isn't moving. Does that mean I can just tell the old grandpa, hey, go over there? I don't need you here right now. That's handy. Oh yeah, it sure as hell does mean that. That's really nice. Don't aggro me. Let's get Ketheric over there.
Curious. I believe you were told to wait.
Oops.
It isn't for me to forgive one. It is for me to...
He cannot die. We must find what gives him his invulnerability before we strike.
Oopsie daisy. So this will give me Enemy of Justice if I start killing his helpers. There's only Lantav remaining. And one Zealot. Do I care if he dies right now? To be honest, I don't think I do. Don't tell me that there's no angle over there. Catholic is really scary, by the way. Especially when you can't hurt him. Yeah, I'll take that.
Take your penance in her name.
Still no enemy of justice though. Deadly orders. I don't care. Yeah, and also paladins are also scary because they don't run out of spell slots like player character does. You know? If we had that option and the smites were just free, then I'll definitely reconsider paladin. Alright, let's get some utility on the way. Where are my potions? There we go. As we want to make sure that we cannot get caught. And I'm also gonna need to level up. Heal up. Since when is that a thing? I remember pre-class was glitched and Sorkadins could print magic slots. Yeah, I remember that too. Alright, he did not have view on me. Does it synergize really well with the war clerics? Oh yeah. Just the pluses to the attack rolls that they get can be quite good. Do I have Night Singer's favor? I don't, of course I fucking don't. Came completely unprepared into this fight. Alright. Oh, I'm bone chilled. Shit. Should I just start running? Is this really worth dying over? Came with one sorcery point and fuck all else. Yeah, I'm clicking the panic button. I messed up. Have to be in combat to give the bonus? Yeah, they don't even have to be in combat for them to give them the +10 bonus, which is ridiculous. So like those paladins will just always land their hits. I need to break this combat and come back later. I didn't think through what I was doing. Alright. There's a combat over and no enemy of justice yet.
They should all be running.
Alright. Ketherick is going to be over here. That's alright with me. So, just in case, have we learned anything? Of course we fucking haven't. Alright, where's that old dirt bag? Went back to where he was standing before. Good. Gonna begin with some nice silence. And this is the fight that I actually wanted to have. There we go. If you have to kill the guard to get enemy of justice, whenever you get into combat you have to, if you kill something and there's more targets in combat, they're gonna get that little witness tag. And that's an exiting combat without killing that guy, then gives you the enemy of justice. But since we broke combat beforehand, we're still kinda fine. Alright, this should hopefully take her out. Come on. No? Not out yet. 2 damage off. She's prone, so I'm feeling alright. But only gods can be witnesses in my experience. I have gotten enemy of justice from this before. And I think it was from her. Or Ketherick. Not sure, but Ketherick was in that fight and I just kited him around. Oh! Their thing is a class action and not a spell? It says necromancy cantrip. They're silenced, yet they're casting it. How about playing this game fair, eh? What do you say about that? We have this place, so... shoving you down should probably take care. There we go. So now we can go back to spamming the necromites away. And I'm having my lethargic turn after that, but the most dangerous enemies are already out of the fight. But yeah, we finally freaking reached the ever sought after level 10. And I can get my second feat. They can still very much kill me, by the way, if they get some good crits on me. But it shouldn't be that bad. Sure, I'll do that. have his state right. I'm just killing all of the other necromites away to make sure I get the XP. Yeah, find me. Can't do weapon swings. No! Well, run invalid. We're restarting. Thing is, I was certain that I clicked 1. It was an automatic reaction.
Anything of use?
I mean, it certainly was not intentional. If it was booming blade without the booming, so also cantrip. Alright, fair. Alright, we succeeded on stealth. Yo, Kethric. Relax. I'm leaving. Oh well. The Nautiloid is calling.
Time to press ahead.
See, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it up to a vote. Gonna also make it a very short one. I'm gonna give you all 2 minutes to vote. Alright. And I'm gonna let you all decide. If this is enough
At the
to
ready.
restart. I enabled also to use your channel points, because I think giving more power to people that have been in the stream for longer than the others. It is quite costly for a viewer that can't afford it. It's 1,000, so it's not like they're not investing in anything. And yeah, I'm gonna let you all decide. But to be honest, that was just a misclick on my part. I thought I was doing this, meanwhile I was just clicking. But yeah. Meanwhile, this is going on. We finally reach level 4 of Bard, giving us access to a second feat. We're taking alert, gives us +5 to initiative, and we can't be surprised. We definitely need that. Since I wanna start going away from having my gear slots boost my initiative, so I can solely focus on supporting Nimbus and outputting the max amount of damage. Whenever you're not sure what feat you should take, alert is probably it. is my rule of thumb. Alright, so as Bard we get another spell and another cantrip. I think I'm gonna take Mage Hand for this. And we also get to replace one of the spells. Alright, no, it was a reaction. Alright. And a Loki, thank you all for that. But, so, as it turns out, we are not, we're not restarting. Because of that one attack on the Necromites. Hail larger than life? Why should we restart? I made a mistake and accidentally hit a Necromite with a melee attack instead of Shocking Grasp. I clicked too quickly because I had them bound on my custom keys, and it ended up swinging the weapon instead of doing the cantrip. And we also are gonna get rid of sleep, and I wanted to swap this out. Or, I don't know yet, Crown of Madness, I guess? Okay, so, for all of you, chat has decided we are not restarting. At the next level of Bard, we're also going to get better bardic inspiration, and they're gonna refresh on short rest. And the level after that we get magical secrets. I'm not 100% sure about the last two levels. This is mostly what I had in mind, and there's a couple of few ways we could go about it. I think that's only gonna become relevant later on, not in these two acts. We got most of the stuff that we want out of the way. Do I want enhance ability back? Not really. Do I want knock though? No, I don't want to use spell slot on knock. Thank you very much. Yeah, this is going to be it. Should have killed that Necromite anyways. Thing is, I have it bound. I hope you guys can see that, to my number 1 key on my keyboard. And the game hasn't caught up with me. But I did click 1 and then clicked on the Necromite, but it didn't go through. Yeah, we get magical secrets as level 6. But then also another option is just taking Stars Druid. Thing is, I probably want Stars Druid would take a 2-level invest. Oh, wait. We didn't get Enemy of Justice yet. Everybody is hostile.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Except for Roa, right? Roa shouldn't give a fuck. And indeed she doesn't. Meanwhile, Lantav is not happy with us. Just gonna take these guys out really quickly. Not pull Lantav into combat.
Here goes nothing.
There we go. And now that we're level 10, I'll need to sleep on that bit. Go to camp before we trigger a crime response. Now that we're level 10, this is the highest level that we're gonna take before we start taking exploration XP. So going back to the conversation of XP and stuff being relevant, we can start our major collection. I'm gonna try and collect them all in chronological order. And we are beginning with the Nautiloid Crash region. There is a chest Sorry. There is a chest above the mind flayers. No, this is not for cats. Don't eat that. Jesus.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
There is a chest above here. On this, if you've ever noticed, you get a little bit of XP before you go and open it, and that's exploration XP. So instead of 15, what we would normally get, we're getting 260. Continuing on. Oh, we should also probably make a market where we started. So minus 260, that's 380. We have 380 XP going into this level. And we can just make a mental note on how much XP we will have when we're done collecting all of the exploration XP. Hint, it's quite a bit. $260 for the ruins.
You both got ourselves competition already. That's our ship.
We can intimidate these guys.
No!
And still drop something over their heads. Can't believe I'm here at this level. Oh hell yeah. I almost killed myself. Oops.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
But yeah, we mostly came here so late because exploration XP. Instead of getting like 15 or 30 you would normally get, we got 260 for just walking over here. And I need to stop doing stupid shit, man. I know, right? The chat voted no, but the universe said yes. I've never seen anything doing something like that before. Always seeing new things, learning new ways to die apparently also. I crashed the whole goddamn thing on top of my head. Dude, if I didn't have that 4 temp HP and I wasn't level 10 before I did that, I would have ended my run right here. I mean, it would have been an epic way to go if you ask me. But still.
Took the edge off.
The dumbest way to die? I'm kinda glad I didn't add that one to the list.
Why do you give a book? Everything alright?
Educational video, 1000 ways to kill yourself in BG3. You know, I had a genuine thought yesterday. If before you go in long rest, you regain HP, and if you have Blade Ward, you're technically immortal, so you can start jumping off cliffs for like 24 damage. Just a thought, but I think I'll delay that for a little bit.
You're dead!
Given the experience we just gone through. I can't be bothered looting all of that. And no, I also will not come back later. Why I can't get 80 XP from the Monk Amulet in Grimforge? I have no clue, man. It still works completely fine for me. Hey, I targeted this chest. What do you mean? No, that thing still works normally for me. Have you tried to re-download your game? Delete all of the mods? Stash the save files away from where the game would get installed? And I thought me dying to harpies in other mode was embarrassing. I got reassured there's worse ways to end it. Hey, we're still alive. That's all I gotta add to that.
Might be useful.
Not quite there yet, but optimizing for XP is what saved our ass over here. Well, how long is the question? One die to Merkel? It's not in my plans. But never say never, right? I'm hesitant because my game is stable in so many other ways on your current install. Can you live without that 80 XP?
This place
No.
for the living.
There's usually some protection from evil and goods in one of these chests over here. And this is the first time that I didn't get any. What a scam. Will die to a stone accidentally falling on your head. Does Merkel have those?
Scribes, but no sign of
I'm joking. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. Just scratch it. Wasn't even an accident.
I didn't think anyone still worshipped him.
The accident over there was my positioning. I don't know why my character decided to take a couple of steps closer. Okay, okay.
What's in here?
If you try and pick these guys up, you can start the ambush.
Something just woke me.
For some reason, previously accidentally clicked when you were at the general fight. Yeah, but this time it worked, because the game didn't have to load so many things. Or whatnot. I don't know why I didn't go through before. Your mind is telling you don't do it, but your body speaks something else. You know what my mind is telling me? Maybe I shouldn't make such weird rules for myself. Maybe I'm overcomplicating things. Doing challenges I'm clearly not ready for. We can hit chests though. I could see this happen yesterday after the 9-hour session. It's been like 2 hours. What you're not taking into account that it is morning over here.
Then through.
The sooner in the stream that it is, the worse it is for me. Like my brain is not working properly yet. And probably until I have lunch, and that will remain the case. So reading this plaque is also a little bit of XP if you go talk to Withers.
I wonder what it was.
Need 6 more hours? Oh. Need that morning coffee to fully wake up? I already had 2. At this point I'm trying to be kind to my stomach and not have a 3rd one. How you doing, Mick?
To bury their secrets. Can't keep me out.
Finally got some bog scrolls. Let's go. We all make mistakes. Yeah, thank you, Anna. Is this a dirge inspo?
This book is far lighter than it should be with such a massive lock.
Doing fine and dandy? Working from home at last? Ah, I'm jealous.
As the lock opens, weak magic. What was once
Sometimes it's good to say no.
an obliterated scroll.
I try,
Ever
but
since, these are names.
I'm a
but they
weak man.
sconce in
and I'm genuinely considering getting another coffee right now. Yeah. Let's go. Today's holiday over here, so also in DEAT. I'm sure I get that. But yeah. Okay, if we go back to camp, chat up with us, and ask Arabella where the heck is my ring.
The girl.
You've
Thank you. Finish this quest up. German Austria?
Dost thou
Oh yeah, no, we don't have a day off. Man, in Austria they get days off for so many different like religion holidays. It's ridiculous. Like, I swear to God, I thought like for some time that was a running joke with that was a Jew joke on the internet. But Germany's not fucking better. Like they have everything just off, you know? It's free. It's I don't know. Mary figured out that she's pregnant. Yeah, a day off. Like, what the heck? I'm kind of jealous, not gonna lie, but you know. I found the plaque in the chapel. Guardian of Tombs. Is that you?
is where I was.
There we go. That's another 30 XP. Also in Norway, same here. Bank holiday. Banks get holidays. They're wondering where the economy is going, right? It's like, wait, how do you do that tomb quest? I never got it. You need to read the book next to Aaron, the vendor in the Emerald Grove. It starts this quest, and then you can go free with us. You get 15 XP for reading that book. I did that on the first day of the playthrough, and now we came back to complete it. I know, right? So that's for these. Heck, Emerald Grove is the next step, so I can also show you where that book is. You always free withers before you read the book. I never go in free withers because I like my XP. So I always end up reading the book first. Is the term I learned in the UK? That's a weird to call, and it still uses this term. Oh, so it doesn't actually stand for what it says. Okay, good. That makes it way better. That's probably why you never got the quest. Most likely, but you started with this book over here, the Disintegrating Journal. Reading this will give you 15 XP and start the quest. Now another exploration XP spot that you have is next to the harpies, and it's by the chest behind the peak. So we're gonna go grab that as well. So we just did a couple right now, right? And we started at 380 XP, and we already gained 1,000. And we're not even halfway through the Act 1 exploration spots. So that's real nice. And this is the chest in question. Freeing Withers is only XP positive if you're playing Dirge, since it's an inspo, yeah. Otherwise you can just make it to the Goblin camp and he'll be there anyways. Yeah. And even as a Dirge over here, I think it's still more XP positive to do this, because I believe triggering going inside the ruins also triggers the XP spot. Not 100% sure about that. That what I mean is the bottom door over here. Do we have public holiday at the end of June? See, Anna, the reason why I'm also complaining so much about holidays is because most of them I don't even get off. Get my days off, because the nature of my job does not allow for that. Alright, next place for exploration XP, we're moving down to the Zentarim hideout. But we do get, I think it's like 2 holidays in June. Not sure though. But yeah, the previous one to 60 XP. Next one is taking the Zentarim elevator down into the Underdark. We get a bunch, but the nature of my job is that I am the only one in the crew that is currently not married or having children, so... And then don't acknowledge my cats. I know, right? Fucking monsters. So how it usually ends up is that I end up working on holidays, and they get the time off. But then as soon as it's any other day, I get a paid day off. So like, I compensate back. And I'm living far away from my family, so like, it's not like I can afford to visit them on every holiday. The cat argument is too good, literally died. I mean, they're sure as hell demanding as babies. If I don't feed them exactly 1 hour earlier each day, they start losing their mind. If we don't play, they start losing their mind. Sometimes if the air moisture is off by 3.1 and the sun is shining from a wrong angle, they start losing their mind, so they're practically kids. The scrolls of Speak with Dead over here, I don't really need those. My cats are starving at 5 AM? Oh yeah. And God forbid that I sleep with any windows open during the summer, because one bug gets inside and the entire floor is woken up as a result. And then I have some angry neighbors being like, are you gonna calm down these cats, or are we gonna have to complain to the operator of the flat again? And I'm like, yeah, I'll calm them down. Fortunately, I haven't spoiled them on catnip too hard yet, so I can still use that to drug them, so everybody else gets some peace and quiet, and I don't get evicted. Are sure something? Yeah, I mean that's just the reality of renting over here. Most of the people that still live in apartments are owners of them, and they're like old people. And you know how that can be if you have a bunch of old people in your flat. Everything is a nuisance to them. Or can be. But we generally get along quite well though. Like all it takes is to chat them up every so often, and they forget everything most of the time. Can't even let cats be cats. See, that's the funny thing, right? Because then they have a dog that they take out on a walk once per day, and it's a short walk around the building, and then they go back inside, and it's like, why do you have a dog at that point? Like, it's not, and they're not even house dogs, they're like big dogs that require way more walks than Chihuahuas, for example, and even those need them. So like, yeah. Oh yeah, there's people like that. Definitely. Way more than you would imagine. Pretty convinced humanity didn't adopt cats, they hired us as servants. Well, technically I'm paying rent thrice per day by feeding them. So yeah. They kinda adopted us, that's for sure. 2 exploration XP spots over here, we saved them and we got 500 XP in exchange. Have their dog privileges revoked. Thing is, you see some of those dogs and they're like really not well tended to. I mean, they're not sick, but they have like those untrimmed nails. Some of them are even dirty. And you're just like, why do you even keep that dog around? Just so you can torture it? Like, nah, animal abuse not a fun topic, man. Some people need to cannot, if they can be responsible of dogs, like why the hell would they even be allowed to have children? But guess what? Those are the people that ended up having like 10 children families. Which is just mind-boggling to me. I'm gonna send this to camp. It is annoying me a bit. It's this one, right? There we go.
Always room for more.
That's why I returned my cat after a day. I realized it was too much and I didn't want to let it down. Yeah, a lot of people go way deeper in that rabbit hole. And like they allow the cat to get like depressed and start developing unhealthy behavior patterns and so on. And it's like if you can't take care of that, just don't get a pet, you know? It's that simple. If it's too much or you think it's gonna take up too much of your time, then do the cat a favor and don't get one. But yeah, another 2 exploration XP spots. Quite returning it, but oh well. I mean, it takes a big person to understand when they're being outmatched and to realize that their lifestyle does not allow for them to be able to be pet owners, you know. I understand that it can be a very negative thing emotionally, Monks, but for what it's worth, I think you did the right thing. Alright, that is the Underdark and Ethel's house. And I believe that's it for exploration XP spots in this region. So we're moving to Walking's Rest. And we're grabbing an exploration XP spot that is for whenever you enter the mountain pass through that region. You up to date? So I got a new owner, a beautiful lady, giving it love. Ah, that's so nice. See, even though when people say that cats are low maintenance, they're really not, you know. Even if you have two of them and they play with one another, if you're having a good relationship, they're gonna demand attention from you every day. Mostly in the form of play or cuddling. And
Can't slow down.
it's not a lot usually. You don't have to give that much, but at least taking 20 minutes to half an hour for each can make a world of difference when it comes to their behavior and overall well-being. Alright, 660 for that exploration spot. Another 660 for the door over here. And we have already gained 3000 XP out of that.
So the Githyanki aren't fond of cultists.
The key for the main door can be found on the archer. And there's the other 660. Make sure to read the plaque. That will start finding Blood of Lathander quest.
Spilled in holy battle with Samaster, immortalized here
And
for all to
speak
worship.
with that on a certain tiefling found inside the crash will progress the quest further, giving you a touch more XP. Another XP spot by these guys over here. Sometimes I wonder what it would be like if you hadn't returned it. I have a view when it comes to adopting animals, and it's like whenever you adopt a living thing, right? You have to acknowledge that you're starting a relationship, you're binding it to yourself, making it dependent on things you do, you know? And like, at one point you gotta ask yourself if you're keeping the cat around for yourself, for your sake, or also for the cat's sake. And I think only one of those can leave you with a clean conscience at the end of the day, you know? And I do have some precautions in case something were to happen to me and I couldn't take care of my cats anymore. I've talked to a few friends and family members that they would be willing to take care of them. if that was ever to be the case. Alright, that's the 500 XP for this. And now we go to Crash Elec. And there's an exploration spot XP for entering the hatchery. That's actually very smart. Thing is, like, sure, I mean, I'm a huge animal lover. And, like, not enough to be vegan. Like, I do draw a line when it comes to making a difference between pets and meals, for that matter. However, whenever you are like, it speaks volumes about what you do, you know. And it's like, if you're only treating yourself by getting animals, then you should probably not have animals, you know. It's an investment. It's something you do so an animal might profit from staying with you and not just yourself. Alright, we're about to go collect the last exploration XP spot. And for all of the mobs and quests that we finished along the line, we can discount another 200 XP out of this equation. So we started realistically at 600, so we're gonna take away 600 XP out of the total that we have right now. Mainly because I want to showcase why saving exploration XP spots can make the difference between getting to level 11 before Merkel or not. Yes, the animal becomes a family member. Exactly, Anna. Like, and like, even though they're an animal, it still does not mean that you shouldn't, like, treat them well. Three times on this one and 3 times on that one. So, like, if you're unwilling to abuse your brother, sister, mother, father, whatever, right? Why draw the line when it comes to pets, right? There's always an option to not have one.
Should mind my step.
This is where your lurking begins as you drift away.
Should mind my step.
I'd recommend waiting just a second longer though,
Remarkable that this stayed
so we get all of the exploration XP. So discounting 600 from what we have, saving all of this exploration XP spots, which weren't even all of them because I didn't get the crash fund. Volgaz's room I also picked up early, and the back entrance to the Githyanki crash. So that's 3 of them that I skipped, 2 of them being big ones. And we still managed to get, just from walking, we got 5,100 XP. Taking us almost a third way through level 10 altogether. But yeah, enjoy your luck, by the way, monks. Alright, and with that, there's not much else to do than to take a long rest and start getting stuff. What's the time? Almost 12. I'm gonna have a combat or 2. And then it's going to be lunchtime for me as well. So, long rest, reapply the buffs. And then it's time to kill a few gits. Nimbus, let's get to Myconic Colony. Get our AC. Also need elixirs of vigilance for Nimbus. I don't need those for myself anymore. So that's a W. And that would also mean I'll probably swap back to either Battle Mage's Power or Bloodlust. Dual wielding hand crossbows. And I can also swap this out. But I think I'm gonna keep it for the spell save DC. It's good enough in that role already. I also have to stop by Last Light Inn and get Ring of Geniality from Bacchus. Also Gloves of the Automaton would be a good pickup.
Discoveries? Let me see. Welcome back. Have you made any new discoveries?
Ace Pulse, Invis, Flash Blinders, Dimension Door, Haste, Planar Binding. Stash these away. I'm buying the spores right away though. Also Divine Bone Shards I will take. I'll keep the hair for later. Take Scrolls of Mage Armor. Your cats will also look after you if you're not well, and depending on their personalities they will show that they know you're unwell and lay down next to you. There's the family bind between them and the owner. Oh yeah, and I've also, what I figured out regarding the Anna is that
no point in lingering now. I've got the noble
cats are very heavily dependent on routine. So what I managed to set up over the year already is that the first thing that I do when I wake up is I always feed them, right? And I always keep an alarm clock active. So cats have started to correlate that whenever my phone starts ringing, trying to wake me up, they will also contribute into the effort and trying to wake me up. So I haven't overslept ever since that got established. And they also remind me that I need to eat. So that's really neat. Potions of Flying for Nimbus.
That's that then.
And yeah, that's really nice. No need for the alarm clocks, since you have your own sentinels. Yeah.
Wait.
What I also do is I try not to cuddle them as much or force them into my lap and everything. I've realized that they hate that.
Breathing, despite everything.
And even though they're not as cuddly, like they still, you know, recognize certain signs. Especially when I'm cooking something in the oven, right? The big cat Loki. I've managed to get him to understand whenever he starts smelling stuff from the oven, he will come and let me know.
Walking dead.
And start meowing at me until I go and check that out. Also, when it comes to cleaning the toilets, we usually do that as we're cooking lunch, and he'll also remind me of all of that. So like, it's just like having a companion for your daily routine, and I find that super helpful since I tend to forget a lot of things. Yeah, you gotta let cats decide by themselves. That was a thing I had to learn. And I definitely do not regret learning. Alright, so we got all of that. How many major armor scrolls do we have? 3 of them. We will need 1 more for now and 1 more for the Merkle setup. Just a quick check if I want to be using anything that does not involve being without armor. Boots, for example. I think the answer to that is no. Probably want to swap to fire acuity from here on out. No, I do want mage armor. So we got our AC up. No. We need a couple of vigilance elixirs. So we're gonna go to Shadow Hut and after craft us a few. Dogs as well, actually, they tend to be more cuddly, but should you be their initiative when dog owners force their behavior on dogs, it can have a devastating effect. Oh yeah, I've known the resentment of dogs already, and it was not a nice thing.
Always makes my day better.
It made them all twitchy and unpredictable in their behavior.
But I'm
And when you're taking a dog like that on a walk, at that point you also start considering a muzzle, because you never know. Especially if they're not big dogs, so they don't feel like they can defend themselves adequately. That can start a whole realm of problems. A whole kind of worms opened up for you. Oh, we don't have any materials to craft vigilance elixirs. Some may become aggressive. Then you need a trainer. Oh yeah, and that stuff can be really expensive. We can craft a few haste ball grenades. We'll take that. And I've wasted scroll of mage armor. So I'm gonna take a Starion in my party, and somebody else, Lazel, and let's try and get a bit more resources going while we're over here.
You know about these parasites.
The puppies needs to be raised carefully. Oh yeah, I mean they can be a real handful when they're young.
People extract them. The only other cure is the blade.
Alright, so a lot of you probably know this already, but vendors' inventories refresh whenever somebody gets
Step quick.
when somebody levels up. So I'm taking 2 of my level 1 characters, placing them next to vendors.
Never a dull moment.
Because they're gonna be checking the vendor's inventory for me. And I'm gonna level up Shadow Hut. Doesn't matter what I take, really. And whenever you refresh a vendor's inventory, it's like a cat in the bag, or cat in a box. If you check it with a lower level character,
His hands are empty as a whole. I'll have to send him back out soon enough.
you can get lower level items off it. And that can be very useful when you're searching for scrolls like Protection from Evil and Good and Mage Armor.
Moving in.
I'm gonna move my main character over here.
Worry not, friend.
And Lazel
Ah, a visitor. You're a
is
welcome
going to
sight.
stash away the things that I need. But yeah, as you see, no haste for grenades. No high level scrolls because I'm checking with a level 1 character. And that's how you can farm for mage armor protection from even in good scrolls. If you wanted to do so. Gonna level you up. Now we're going to check
back.
again.
Have you made any new discoveries?
Nothing new over here. Also have my main character next to Dareth to check for haze balls and hyena ears and so on. Divine bone, this thing, this, that. Battle mage, vigilance, necrotic resistance, cloud giant, invis, speed, and all of these.
Have I got a...
I'd like to get at least like 1 or 2 more mage scroll
Have you made
up,
any new discoveries?
mage armor scrolls if I can. Getting quite unlucky though. But at least I can stock up on haste ball grenades and vigilance elixirs.
Now I've got the noble stock.
I'll also take radiance resistance. Light, this thing, this thing, this thing. Cloud giant. This is all in preparation when we pick up +5 to our charisma. And we get better vendor prices. I can come back and purchase all of that at a discount.
Will be no point in lingering now I've got the noble stock.
Friday, powerful movement and this and that thing.
Welcome back. Have you made any new discoveries?
No mage armor though. Feels like I'm getting scammed.
Will be click. No point in lingering now I've got the noble stock.
Dareth is also a vendor in Act 3, so all of the stuff we're stashing away now, we can pick up in Act 3 if need be.
Have you spoken with...
Trying to get at least 1 of each mage armor and protect me from evil and good.
Welcome back. Have you made any new discoveries?
Not getting lucky at all.
Will be clear. No point in lingering now I've got the noble stock.
Make sure that you do not linger once you have the noble stock acquired. There. PG3. Take some invisibility as well.
Have I got...
reaction.
Welcome back. Have you made any new discoveries?
Making new discoveries is my middle name. So we got a scroll of Misty Step. A bit tedious,
Will be no point in
but
lingering now. I've
it's
got the
all
noble
going
stock.
to pay off later on. Dum. Oh, and this is the last level I'm willing to try this in.
Note to well. The nutrition my species receives from other minds is
Welcome back. Have you made any new discoveries?
Starting to become a bit tedious in this Featherfall.
Bibberbeck. Of course.
Will be no point in lingering now. I've got the noble stock.
Vigilant, Battle Mage. I have enough of Psychic Resistance. Alright, now just to buy her out real quick, I'm taking all of those, all of those, all of the ears, and all these bad boys. Getting PTSD flashbacks to taking over half an hour when they're resetting to get a back scroll. Sometimes you just gotta do it.
All's well, I hope. Aside, if you're sure. A shame.
Need to camp. Same with the other two. And we are ready to proceed now.
Some tongue.
Greed. Are you sure that's
Alrighty. Crash elect, here we come. So, drink one of those. And drink one of those.
These boots have seen everything.
And let's get killing.
No hesitation. Mercy is death. Death is mercy. This is death.
Good enough. Nimbus is gonna begin by going over here. And we can start a surprise round. Oh, he's not an enemy. I keep forgetting that I
Hope your soul is in good hands.
already had a conversation over here. guy can deal psychic damage. Not sure if I want to use sorcery points for this encounter. Probably do though. Should have enough damage to outright one shot at least one of these. Nimbus, you're going to stay over here, and you over there. Keep missing. Damn. Just got fucked. Okay, this might break the combat. So I'm gonna need to be ready to instantly restart the engagement.
You're vile.
Okay. Just as if nothing happened. Gonna move outside the door and make them both dash, and I really quickly need to make a phone call. Sorry about that. I had to answer, it was my work calling. This is becoming a bit annoying, I'm gonna lie. Gonna move behind a corner here. He shouldn't be able to catch up. Oh, never mind, he just has missed his step. I need to resupply on health pots. I absolutely have to. Oh, actually got an omen, you know? Even if he crits me, I shouldn't die because of it. Oh. Nice crit. How much is this? This is 91%. Most of the frost doing us favors. Alright, unfortunately for everyone, I got an urgent phone call from work again, and I have to go and take care of a couple of things. I will be ending the stream over here since I'm going to be going and grabbing lunch real quick. But we should be back and confronting Merkel in about 2 hours. But until then, I'm going to send you off to someone else. Mick, you are... do you plan to stream today? After I'm off from work though? Oh, okay. I'm just gonna send you off all to Gigi. She's also currently doing a solo honor run, and she's talking to Desciple. So, if you want to have some nice banter at the conversation, make sure to stick around. But I'll see you all in about 2 hours and a half max. But yeah, thank you all for watching so far. I apologize, but IRL emergencies. Can't really do much about those. Thanks for watching though so far. See you in a bit. Kolie dol padł. Katie.